you have to ask yourself the question, if most of us assume tension's bad, where does that come from? All right, so I'm going to do an activity that I think will illustrate this a little bit. I'm going to show you a series of images, and all I'm going to ask you to do is show me and those around you whether you're for it or whether you're against it. Okay, so if you're for it, I'm actually going to ask you to stand up. If you're against it, you can stay in your seat. Now, if you're for something, you stay standing until you're against something. Okay, so we could get into social issues, trade conversations. We're going to keep it a little bit lighter to start. How about pineapple on pizza? For it, stand up. All right. We'll keep it moving here. Reality TV. Reality TV. Amazing. Country music. There's more than I thought for the country music. Okay, this is the good old-fashioned board games, like the pieces on the table. My teenage son would rather do chores than be forced to play board games with the family. Okay, cilantro. This can divide a room as well. A lot more for here. Okay, cats. All right. How about Crocs? I see some like 2 arms up. I love it. I love it. And then just out of curiosity. Okay. Got some strong 4s there. Okay. So grab a seat. Grab a seat. I find this activity fascinating because I've done this all over the world. I changed the odd slide. But what I find every single time is that 2 things result. One is that it doesn't take people long to be for something or against something. You know, I don't have to think about it or journal my thoughts like I'm in or I'm out. I'm for it or I'm against it. The other thing, and I saw it happen here, is once you're for something or against something, we often quickly look to see who's with me, right? Who's on my side? Especially if you're against something. It's like, can you believe these people? Like, really? And I'm going to suggest that the reason that that's the case is because, and especially knowing what you all do outside this room, you are expert problem solvers. Your role requires you to be an expert problem solver, which means that you have a really well-defined ability to kind of look through things as in an either-or approach. You know, it's this or it's that. It's right or it's wrong. I'm for it or I'm against it. And what's interesting about problem solving is for most of us, this skill set or this lens was developed and even rewarded in us at a very young age. You know, even before we could walk or talk, our parents were teaching us, you know, what was safe or unsafe. You can go here, but you can't go there. You know, you can eat this, but you can't eat that. So we know if I can just be on the right side, pick the safe option, I'm good to go. Well, then most of us entered an educational system that revolved around tests. And, you know, even at a young age, you knew if you got enough of those check marks on your test, you might even get it on the refrigerator for a week or 2, right? There's pride in choosing the correct answer. And I've got 2 teenagers at home, and I know that these days, more conversations are around morals and values and paths that you can take in life. And the big idea is that if you can just, you know, stay on the right path, you're going to be a good person. And by the time we've entered adulthood, by the time we're, you know, in the workforce, a lot of us have had life kind of teach us that if you can just choose the right answer, solve the problem correctly, be for the right things, you're going to be safe, you're going to be correct, and you're going to be a good person. And I want to be crystal clear on something, especially knowing the work you do. This is a good thing. Your roles require you to be expert problem solvers. I also am going to suggest that it's incomplete. That there are some situations that require us not to leave this behind, but to complement it with just a different approach.